Hi, this is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast, where CEOs, COOs, and business owners share strategies for better success. This is 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best strategies are concise business advice. And we're going to get right to our guest today. And in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Laurel Roach. I'm the owner of TriFit Wellness. And what we do is we help small businesses really create amazing cultures of wellness with their people, as well as reduce costs related to their healthcare through our wellness programs.
Which is a very important service right now with as much stress and anxiety as there is out there and just the instability. I imagine that's costing businesses quite a bit. So,
Yes, and it's more than they really know because it's a lot of indirect costs in terms of employees being disengaged and just not feeling well. There's a lot of Zoom burnout and that work-life balance and just how all that plays into it. And what we've found is most of the programs that are available are just these very generic, watered down programs that really fail to address the individual needs of each person. And I'll tell you, I have talked to so many employees, and not any one of those conversations is the same. People are really struggling in different areas. So we provide that personalization that they need to reach their goals as an individual.
very nice. All
Yeah.
right. So, what's the best thing about being a business leader?
Well, I think, most entrepreneurs that I know, we got into business either because we felt like we had a great idea and we wanted to change the world in some way. So, and make a difference in some way through that idea. And then second, I think just wanting to have control of your own time and income potential. Um, I think most entrepreneurs are naturally very hard workers. So at some point, the light bulb goes off, and you're like, wow, I'm working really hard for this other person building their dream. Why don't I do that for myself?
And that freedom and that, being able to pursue your own dream, that, like you said, I think is a key to a lot of entrepreneurs. So,
Right. And just looking for what is that problem that you want to solve, and for
mhm.
me, that's really addressing the obesity epidemic in our country, so just a small task that I'm taking on.
So, question number 3, I hear from other leaders that a lot of times their people strategy and running their business is more challenging than the actual business strategy of running the business. Your thoughts?
Sure. Well, I think it comes down to, as a business owner, what your individual point of view is about employees. If you think it's so hard to find good people, it's so this and that, you really are setting yourself up for a world of trouble, because you can look at employees as your greatest asset, or as basically just a pain in the ass, frankly. But I think it's a difficult conversation right now because, back in the day, it was like somebody would stay in a job for 30 years and you just put your head down, you go to work, and that's it. And now, today's employees, they want to feel like they are a part of something and like they matter. So it's, in my opinion, this hasn't really been an issue for me, but I think it's the leader's job to paint that vision for their employees and show them how they fit into that. Like, what, even if your, role in the business isn't clear, how do you paint that picture for the employee of how they are contributing to the better part of that company vision, as well as making them feel like they matter, I think is more important in today's world than it ever has been before. So,
Very well said. And I like the candidness.
thanks.
So, question number 4, what strategy would you like to share with other business leaders?
Well, I think that small business, and when I say small business, I really mean kind of in that, let's say 10, 20 to 2 or 300. In the small business segment, the leaders are really missing out on a wellness strategy that enterprise clients have been using for a long time. So it's becoming more mainstream. And when I say wellness, there that kind of fits into a lot of different buckets. It could be financial wellness, it could be coaching, fitness related programs. There's a lot of things that kind of fall under that umbrella that some are more appropriate for different workforces than others. But the enterprise companies know that for every dollar they're investing in wellness, there's a $3 to $6 return on that money. So small business owners just need to know, how do they go about executing that like they would any other initiative in their business? Not this random, we're going to do a step challenge or we're going to do this or that, but really having a strategy behind it, clear goals, KPIs, and having somebody sort of take that program and build something out of it. And the impact for the employer is people who are invested. So if you invest in their people through caring about their wellness, and when I say that, I mean their mental health, their physical health, the company culture in general, when you do that, you are just getting so much more. It's like squeezing all the juice out of the lemon. If that employee is the lemon, how are you getting the best out of that person? And when people are depressed and anxious or, unhealthy, they are not bringing their full selves to work. And that's been proven time and time again, lots of research around it. So that would be my advice to that small business segment is, capitalize on what the big boys are doing, and they are investing in wellness. So.
Well, an analogy that it makes me think about is, as a business, you would not spend $50,000 or $100,000 on a big piece of equipment and just run it into the ground. You would do monthly, quarterly, whatever maintenance on it. You would make sure it was calibrated. You would make sure that it was running at top notch, kind of a thing, because it would be an investment.
Exactly. And so if you're thinking about your employees as your greatest asset, you are going to pour everything into them that you feel is going to make them run better, operate better, not burn out. You're going to be thinking about it more strategically than if you view, wow, these people are just, they're a drain, they're never happy, they're this or that. You're going to look at the situation. I'm naturally the glass half full person for sure, but even from just a practicality standpoint, I think that makes sense. It's just not something that's super mainstream at this point. But, healthcare costs, well, it's payroll. And then healthcare costs are the number 2 cost for business owners. And, if I could just be frank, our country has 80 million people who are either diabetic or on their way to becoming diabetic. And our healthcare system can't support that. So we're paying for it one way or the other in terms of our premiums. Or, for those people who are more forward thinking, they can start investing in these strategies proactively instead of reactively.
I really like that. I wish we had more time. This is a fascinating conversation and topic, obviously. But
Well, thanks.
Question number 5. What other successful business owners, CEOs like yourself, would you like to maybe do a shout out to, or you think would be good on the podcast?
Sure. Well, a couple people came to mind. So one that I just recently met, and I haven't met the CEO. But a good place to start, his name is Chris Dickinson. The company is called Grad Solutions. And I really loved their mission because, especially in a pandemic year, what happens is, the low wage earners typically are young folks. They're the ones that really suffer. So there's a lot of kids who, if their parents are low income, those kids are dropping out of high school. They're not getting their diploma. And, we can see sort of the steamroll effect of that when our young people are not receiving an education. So Grad Solutions just has a really cool mission and how they, are getting these young folks their diploma, and not a GED, but an actual diploma. And I just love the overall company and how they really care about their people. So we're definitely aligned in that respect. And then the other person that came to mind is Scott Wood over at Benefit Commerce Group. We work a lot with them. They are definitely advocates for wellness because they're seeing on the health premium side, they're seeing how much those costs are going up. A lot of the leaders over there have worked on the carrier side, so they understand it. And they are really small business advocates. They are going to bat for businesses, with strategies that can help those business owners reduce costs and really get that ROI from their wellness. The big enterprise companies, they get cost reductions based on their trend because they have so many people. Well, Benefit Commerce Group has found a way to let small businesses receive some of those discounts. So they have just a really innovative approach. So I think they would be a good one to have.
That's cool. Well, yeah, I would love to talk to them. It sounds like both of them would have very unique perspectives and insights. So that would be great. So question number 6, just kind of a final fun question. Tell me about one of your favorite past bosses.
Yes. Well, my favorite boss was, his name is Ryan Stark. He was my boss at, I was a GM for a commercial cleaning company. And not only is he kind of the coolest cat around, I mean, he's this like hipster, like Gucci belt, skinny jean type of guy. And we just really clicked right away. And we just sort of built this thing together. And I always felt like he was the one who really encouraged that entrepreneurial spirit in me, because he didn't want a room full of yes men, if that makes sense.
Right.
He really wanted me to challenge him. So we would battle on things every once in a while, but it was always in a very healthy way. And he said something that I never forgot when somebody tried to recruit me and offered me a bunch more money. And he said, there you'll be a cog in the wheel, but with us, you're a principal agent of change. And that just always stuck with me. And I've tried to treat my people that way, that they matter and their role matters. And it, is a hard job, and it made me stay there a long time because of that.
And I love that quote. I'm going to use that if you don't mind. So
absolutely.
Well, it is great having you on and talking with you. I love the conversation and your insights. But before we go, can you tell people how they can maybe connect with you?
Absolutely. So you can go to our website, which is trifitwellness.com. Just click the contact us button, and I do see those. You can email me at laurel@trifitwellness.com, or on LinkedIn. If you want to connect with me there, just mention the podcast in your connections. So, we all get a lot of spam on LinkedIn. So just so I know that that's where you heard me.
That's great. And again, appreciate you so much being here and what you're doing. It sounds like helping a lot of small businesses and larger businesses as well. And this is Keith Weaver with a Top Executive Strategy Podcast. And for more insights and to follow us, you can find us at Weaver Business Coaching, find us on LinkedIn, and of course, listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. And we wish you all the best success.